Do you remember the movie Queen of the Damned?
Yes, I do. Honestly, I low-key enjoyed a lot of it, except for the Jonathan Davis singing scene that felt like a
Yeah.
little uncomfortable.
Very weird and awkward, right? I felt the
Hmm.
same way. I remember liking bits of the movie and like ideas from the movie. Obviously, Aaliyah was like, gorgeous in the movie. Everyone who was like, everyone had a crush on her at that point. She's like this, awesome vampire queen and all this. Dude, that movie came out. I was like, it wasn't my favorite vampire movie, but I
No,
loved it.
there was a lot of good, decent vampire movies throughout the 80s and 90s. So that being like the like this change into the more modern, even more
Yeah.
modern vampire, especially when you still had stuff like Buffy rolling and stuff like that,
I
it was hard to get behind it, you
It
know?
was.
Especially
Um,
when Interview with a Vampire was so
well,
awesome
it
and
was huge. It was awesome. And then you have
and
this,
that's a
there's a
continuation of
cast
that
change, and it's
story.
weird. So like for me, I was just like, okay, it was okay. I'm probably not gonna watch it again for a while. It was a little awkward with the music and stuff. Like some of the soundtrack was good, but like the singing thing was very weird. I wasn't a big fan. But Steven, I learned of this man, Alan Menzies, who watched this movie over 100 times.
Oof.
Steven, he watched Queen of the Damned over 100 times over the course of a summer and became obsessed with it. Became obsessed with not obsessed with Aaliyah, but obsessed with the Queen of Vampires.
She
He became
surely must be real if I've
oh
watched it as many times as I've seen it.
he absolutely believed beyond the shadow of a doubt that this was a true story about a true vampire who was speaking to him in his dreams, Stephen. And this
Mm.
man was convinced because of these dreams and because of watching this movie 100 times and because of probably some undiagnosed situations that this queen of vampires was speaking to him and suggesting to him that she would make him immortal if he would offer her a sacrifice.
Oh
And so
God.
he
Why is it
considered it.
always a sacrifice, man? Why do
Of
those
course it
voices
is.
always tell people to kill someone else?
Always. Hang on. Ugh.
If
Stephen,
you're becoming the undead, why can't you just be the sacrifice and keep it
just be
all
the sacrifice.
contained into one?
AKA, I become the undead. Here we
Mm.
are. Like,
I'm already sacrificing my soul. You needed another soul too? This is
right?
kind of
I am
greedy,
become
Queen.
undeath. Like, why is that not enough? But apparently, for the Queen of the Damned, it's not enough. He had to murder someone, and so he was like, he's thinking about it. He's like, maybe I will. So his friend comes over one day, right? And this guy
Oh
has a
God.
friend, just like we're friends, and he comes
His
over
one
one day,
friend.
and and he's coming over, and his friend talks to him. He's just like, listen. I love you, but this vampire queen isn't real, man. You need to stop this. Like you're being silly about this. It's not real. And this man, Alan Menzies, who watched this movie 100 times and was obsessed with Queen of the Damned, slams his friend in the head with a hammer and kills him. And then Stephen drinks his blood. He drank 2 cups of his blood because he believed he was going to be immortal, Stephen. He believed beyond the shadow of doubt. He was trying his best. He's just like, I have to do this sacrifice of my friend
Not to
for my
speak
queen.
lightly of this very horrible situation, but at some point during that first cup, he had to kind of have some pretty bold
100%.
realizations.
Steven,
He's
that
like, "Ooh,
first sip, he was like,
I
wrong,
fucked
wrong
up."
situation. Yeah, I made a mistake.
He
I
was
made a
right.
mistake. And I'm okay. Now, I understand this is a dark story, okay? But dude, I'm fascinated by this stuff. I can't help it. I keep looking up these stories because, like, there are people who not only believe, and it's not, if you look into a lot of these stories, it's not always like some undiagnosed schizophrenia or anything like that. Sometimes that happens. That's definitely a part of it with a lot of these stories. Sometimes it's truly a sincere, deep-bred belief in the supernatural that facilitates this, and it's so interesting to me because there are people to this day. I mean, like various religions and other beliefs. There's a whole variety of beliefs that humans hold very dear to their hearts and believe in with all of their might. With all of their faith. And some people take those beliefs and drink their friend's blood because of it, and it's
Two
just
cups.
2 cups. Stephen, that's commitment, okay?
Super commitment.
I can't imagine getting past like a teaspoon of your blood. Like I love
Dude,
you, and I'm sure it's
one sip, you would have been like, I fucked up, man. Who did I fuck up here?
oh my God.
This isn't gonna happen, is it? Yeah, no. You know what? Now that I'm drinking this blood, this whole thing seems really fucked
This
up.
seems like a really bad choice. I will say, thankfully, this man was convicted of murder and sent to jail.
No, like
Like
mental excuses.
there was no situation where they were like, oh, well, he thought he was killing vampires or he thought he was a vampire. Like we've heard those stories.
Well, what's even worse is he can't even be like, I thought it. He was even in his fictitious universe. he was still the bad
He
guy,
was still the bad
really.
guy. He's
Like
like,
even
I'm
if
a
what,
human. I'm gonna
yeah,
kill this human because I want to become an immortal
it's
vampire. And
definitely a villain perspective because it's like, well, once I become a vampire, it doesn't matter. I'll kill all the cops
I'll
because
kill
I'm a
all the
vampire.
humans. Well,
And
yeah,
he's
what's the
he's
difference?
gonna go away no matter what. Like even if
100%. This guy was a villain, and I'm glad he's gone. But also, that movie was not good enough to watch 100 times. I'm just gonna say that.
don't, dude. But neither was Little Nicky, and I found a way to do that with Tommy and Cody. So
Yeah. You imagine Steven's just eating Popeye's chicken, hoping he becomes a demon. Just like,
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit. No, so that whole thing is just because we were like 13,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
you know how back in the day when Tommy's back then always had that like box, so you like had all the pay-per-view channels and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
And whenever a pay-per-view channel would let you buy a movie, it wasn't like it is today. You would, rent it for the
Yeah.
24 hours and it would just play that movie for 24 hours. So that's how I ended up watching that. And then Nacho Libre, but Nacho Libre doesn't really count because it was WoW background noise when Lee and I lived
Oh yeah.
together. So
Oh
we
yeah.
literally would just put it on repeat because it's like an office. It's like the
Yeah.
office where it's like
It's just
not a lot of
comfortable and
background
like,
sound.
yep.
It's just like a lot of dialogue and stuff. So there's not a lot of music happening. So it was like a good background. It felt like people were in the room with you talking, but you were
Are we good background sound? If you're watching this right now, let us know if we're good background sound. And if we are, thank you. Please watch through all of our videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe.
spam watch. There's like
Spam watch.
249 of them or something.
Even this is 250 right here. So
This
let's,
is 250. This should
yeah,
have been the live one. We fucked up. Guess we'll catch you at 300
I was just
or
gonna say the same thing.
275.
Yeah, I mean, maybe next week. We'll see. All right, let's get to the real show. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and distractions and nonsense that life throws our way. We drink a cup of our issue's blood and we become immortal.
We drink a cup and we realize it was a bad choice,
Bad choice.
but we still somehow slugged down a second one
We
too.
just choked down that blood because who doesn't want some delicious man, Steven? Who does that? Why? Anyway, thank you for joining us. Every week, my friend and I, we talk about what we've done this week, what we've like, what distractions we had to face, what nonsense we had to go through. So, Steven, what happened to you this week? Anything?
I failed to lead it, but I did finish page 7 and rough the entirety of 8. But it's just, man, I'm hitting that weird like summer slump, but I am still
Yeah,
pushing through it. I'm not
yeah,
like failing completely like I'd done previous summers. But it's like that combination where like you're just so like
yeah,
exhausted, and then like I just feel like my art sucks. Like I don't feel like the art is looking good, but I am still pushing through because I know that if I keep on going, I'll get them done. But man,
yeah.
I want to get more done. I want to.
I know.
But I did talk to Chris, and we're still good on that front. They're actually starting their covers now for it,
Oh, cool.
and I'm already on page 8 and 9. I've like been like roughing it. Seven's on. And I don't know if you saw 7 yet, but it looks pretty cool. I feel like
No, not yet.
bait. I really like bait because I've done it like I basically made bait like a Two-Face situation where like
Yeah.
half his face is ripped off. It's just like skull, and then the
It's
other,
awesome.
and
Yeah,
he's
he looks really
pretty
cool. I'll
yeah.
post a picture of him. But yeah, I was able to get basically everything done. I have one character left on page 6, so it's not much.
That's
It's like
awesome.
a fraction of the page left, and then I'll be able to finish page 7
I'm
this week.
the rest of the pages are more open open
Yeah,
feeling where I can kind of draw less ship and more character and just because that's been the thing is like I always tell myself I want to do simple backgrounds, but then it's like I start drawing it and it's like I at least need to do something like with something in the back. I don't know.
yeah.
I can't commit to the
I know what you mean. Just the
gradient
gradients.
backgrounds. I just
It
can't
always
do it.
feels wrong. It
It
does.
feels like it cheapens what's around it and like I don't know. So I like even the page I just posted, it's literally colored from or it's inked from corner to corner. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like because I do full page splashes usually with panels on top and things like that. The page 8 that I'm working on now actually, I'm trying to do this cool thing where panels 1, 3, and 4 are kind of
Mhm.
just floating, and
Cool.
the page of him plunging into the ocean is the
Uh-huh.
whole page with
Uh-huh.
like the silhouette of the ship at the top and then like the rope just going down with like
I like
fish
that.
swimming around it. So it's like a whole water page with the 3 panels that are happening above,
Oh, that'll be cool.
So I'm
Yeah.
trying because like I feel like this issue in particular, I've been doing pretty good, but like
Yeah.
I just want to do. It doesn't have like some of the umphs. Like I like flip
Yeah.
through.
You need a
Like issue
little bit of that like
issue two of
dynamic
Deathless is
animation.
actually a
Yeah.
really good example of a
Yep.
lot of oomph. Like there were so many cool pages in issue two. So I need to get back into that inspiration of like creating an art piece and not panels. Like
Yeah.
because that's what happens to my brain is I kind of flick between the two. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I approach it as one giant piece, and then sometimes I'm approaching it because I know I want to get certain details in certain panels, so I kind of do it more formulaic. And I just
Yeah.
need to start starting it as just one giant piece and make everything work with the piece. You
Yeah,
know,
for
that's what
sure,
I'm.
dude. I know exactly what you're talking about with issue two of Deathless because it's
There was
beautiful.
a lot of them too, because like I thought I always think of the punch. That
Yeah.
was a really cool thing. But then, dude, like the
The
knife
throwing
kicking
the
him into the pillar, the him getting hit in the game machine, the throwing of the
it's a
ball.
lot
Like
of perfect
there's
action stuff.
so many cool like readable action sequences in
Yeah.
issue two. And
But
I just want to.
I think we'll get back into that. I mean, like you're finding it with Bloodlust, but I think once we get back into Deathless, like you'll start finding that again. And then I think once we get to our next project, you're gonna find like
Oh yeah,
kind of
well,
fun
because and
dynamic
that's the thing.
stuff.
Like, that's even the difference between Bloodlust and Deathless is like with Bloodlust, I'm trying to do it more to comic. I'm trying to make it more clean lines and things like that to make it look more real.
Yeah.
Not real, but more real. Whereas with Deathless, I have a set style for Deathless because
Yeah.
it's my style. You know,
Yeah,
I
for
have to
sure.
draw like buildings and stuff, but like the way I draw noses, the way I draw ears, everything, I can just
It's all
do
very
that.
set.
You know, it's my style. But with Bloodlust, I do feel like the pressure to they have to be somewhat more realistic looking, so then the attractiveness of the bodies and things like that can translate better. You know.
Oh yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I digress.
No, but otherwise, how's your summer been going with the kids and stuff?
The kids has been great. We started building the office Legos that you got us.
Oh hell yeah,
We've been
dude.
trying to do it. We've been trying to do a segment a night. Cambria's been pushing us, but you know how life is as an adult. Every time where they decide to ask, it's like, bro, it's 8:30 and I'm exhausted and
Yeah.
like I feel like a bad parent even saying no because it's such a simple thing that I can do with you.
Yep.
So we finally started doing it and we're all having fun.
Yeah.
Cambria and Chase get at each other for the stickers. Putting stickers on things, those two fight over it. But other than that, we've built Michael's office
Oh,
and we've built a majority of the main area. So we have like Pam's desk done and we have like the beginning. Dude, it's as Legos are
yeah.
so detailed that one of the filing cabinets in the accounting area
Yeah.
has a cat you put in it because Angela has the cat
Also,
in there that she grabs and pets. So yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
super detailed for no reason and it's funny. But yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with that. So like
Yeah.
we have the movie bucket just like you guys. So we've been pulling
Oh,
movies because it's summertime, so the kids can stay up later. So sometimes we just put a movie on. So far, so far we've watched The Lost Boys,
nice.
which Cambria proclaims to be her favorite movie now. She watched it a bunch of times before, but she was really excited to pull it again.
Nice.
And so yeah, we've watched that. We've watched Waterboy, Happy Gilmore. There's a few others, but yeah. So we've been doing that, and been building Legos in terms of the kids.
Oh heck yeah.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
I mean that's awesome. I love doing Lego stuff with Atlas, but it can be I mean it's tedious. It's like, I'm
Well, they love ripping open those bags, and we specifically told them, like, listen, each bag is numbered. We don't open the numbered bags until we're working on that. And then we get starting like I think it was last night or the night before, and they had opened two of the bags and we're like building some of the characters and then mixing the pieces between the bags, and it's like, bro, no, it's so straightforward if we have the bags.
oh,
So yeah, they
it's
had a
so
lesson.
difficult if you
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. Yeah, Atlas has done that a few times where it's been like, "Oh, I really want this character and he's in bag 5 for some reason." I'm like, "No!"
Mhm.
Oh,
No, you've broken the seal, child.
it's over now. This is the
Yeah, because they wanted to build I think it was Daryl and Oscar, so they had ripped open the bags and corresponding to them, and yeah. And
yeah,
the thing
and now
about
it's
Lego,
like the Rapture. It's
yeah,
just
for
like
sure, dude.
Armageddon. Like when
And
you
what I think is funny about Legos is they're so precise that if you think it's that piece, it's not that piece. It
oh,
is
no,
the piece.
the
When you find the piece that's in the diagram, it is that piece. There's no like, oh, this might be what they're talking about. No, if you're even thinking that, it's the
you're
wrong
the
piece.
wrong piece. Yeah.
Grab something
Oh,
different.
100%.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
I've gone through that. We've done that a few times where it's like, is this the right brown? I think so. And then you do it, and then later on, you definitely know. You're like, oh wait, that
Nope.
was
That was the
100% the
wrong
wrong
brown.
brown. I was like, okay, now I know. I feel stupid. It's fine. Um, oh my God, that's so true though. Yeah, summer's really hard to like manage time, and like part of it, like what you're talking about, where you're just so freaking tired from whatever, and then it's just
It's
like okay,
so difficult, dude.
And then just like, we've been dealing with like this money stress and we're trying to
which is
figure out
fucking horrible.
yeah, and we're trying
Bec-
to find jobs and like figure out what to do and like how to bring money into the house. Meanwhile, Atlas is home, so I'm like, I have to go, like I want to go spend time with him. I can't just let him like sit in his room all
and
summer.
just rot.
He's
Yeah.
rod, so I'm just like, okay, but then and like today, like I was frustrated with something else, and like he said something, and he like gave me like the slightest amount of attitude, and I was like, no, I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? I was like, I'm not mad at you. I was, oh God, and I
This
felt
is
like
projection of what I'm currently dealing with as an
100,
adult.
yeah,
You'll
dude.
understand one day, but you don't understand now, and I'm
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. And like I apologize. Like I didn't it's not like I didn't like scream or anything, but it was like it was enough. It was enough for me to like feel I was like crap, I owe him an apology. This was not for him at
Hmm.
all. I was like I felt bad and I was like, hugging him and like he did cry a little because I was just like he's not like honestly I'm so lucky with him. Like like he's freaking so sweet and good that like I almost never have to get upset. So when I do like get upset, he like feels it. He's just like, "Oh God, what happened
What
here?
did I, what is what is occurring, father?
What is occurring?"
But
I'm not
meanwhile, I love my girls. They're
yeah.
great, but they definitely are like they were born to push buttons. They were born to see how far they can get mommy and daddy to go before they crack. Because they really, it's funny. They will listen to us for stuff that's easy, but if it's even remotely something they don't want to do, they're gonna push it until we're yelling. They're not
Oh,
even gonna listen to the first 15 warnings, and then they're always like, "Why you yell?" It's like,
yeah. What do
I've
you
literally
yelling
I've spent
about?
the last 3 hours convincing you to pick up the bathroom that you messed up. By
I don't
this
think
point,
and you're just looking at
I
you
should
like
have
I don't
cleaned it
think it's
myself.
this whole
Yeah.
time. You haven't been speaking, and you're just like,
It's so crazy, dude. But yeah, they're great otherwise, but they do have and it's so funny because like when they want to, like if there dude, there's been times where I've woken up and Cambria has freaking spot cleaned the whole house on her own volition just because she got the Hank, I think she has ADD like me if I'm honest.
yeah,
But like, dude, so it's like I know what you're capable of, kid. Like you can't just and like we tell them like we don't even make you do chores. Like when I was a kid, I had to
I know.
do
I go
additional
I
chores.
go through the same thing with Atlas, where I'm like, do you understand like how little I ask of you? I think that's part of it. Like that's part of the
Yes.
frustration where it's like, I know you don't know. You're not aware of this, but if only I could show you a
Just a
vision of
glimpse.
a glimpse of the hells that I've been through when I was your age, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine. I understand. You only know this level of this thing, so that's your frustration. But like,
Yep. Just
oh,
like how like super wealthy people like they have like that law specifically for them because they don't and like I get it, but still as like a poorer person, I'm like, well, fuck them people. But I get it because it's the same as us, right? Like if our air conditioning cuts off in the middle of summer, it
that,
is the end of the world in Florida.
yeah,
But fuck, man, that is such a
it's so
privileged position to be
it's
in that
so true. We have
that's
this
what
like.
you it's gonna get fixed even. Like it's not gone forever, but you're so privileged in that moment that and
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
We have these like subjective barriers, and it's just like,
Hmm.
oh God, it's so frustrating because like of course, yeah, it's valid, it's frustrating. I get it. It's the summer, you don't want to do anything, or you want to, you just want to play video games all the time. Sometimes you have to do something else. But yeah, like I did go through that today. I was like, that sucked, but
Yeah.
but otherwise, like it's mostly just been because the money stuff, like
Which is tough because like Tina and I mean finances have like even tightened for us because everything's just pricey and like Tina's like a lot of cancellations on her book, so we've been living paycheck to paycheck, but we have money coming in, I can't
yeah.
imagine like
No, we're like
being
in.
so nervous to like you don't even have anything like coming in. What do we do to get stuff to come in at this
Yep.
point?
And that's where we are. So it's been a struggle and it's frustrating, dude. So we're working on it. So if you're out there and you're looking for a book to purchase, dude, it's nuts. It really is. And that's I mean, right now I'm looking for a new situation, like a new job situation, and it's not easy like to find something that actually makes sense and it pays any amount of money. No one pays money. It's crazy, like it's really hard to find something. Okay, Steven, I like I did pretty well this week. I got my stuff done, but there was Friday the 13th, Stephen. Friday was Friday the 13th. So naturally, I watched a Friday the 13th movie. I was like,
That's
I haven't watched the first
Friday
one.
the 13th. I'm guns to watch a Friday the 13th
How can I
movie.
not?
Yeah, Terry.
But but Stephen, I I've seen these movies, okay? I've seen these last year. I watched all of them.
Wow.
Like I watched every single one of them last year. And then like the year before that, I watched every single one of like I've been on like a tear of Friday the 13th. But I'll tell you, like I was watching them like on in the background while I was coloring. They were always on. This year, Friday the 13th, we watched the second movie, right? And something occurred to me, okay? So here's the thing, Steven.
So the first one is actually because I have not seen them
Yep.
nearly as much
This
as
is
you
I was
have.
gonna ask you. So you tell me, what do you know about the first one?
So, and I only know this because I think you've talked about it to me before in the past. But from what I'm to know, we don't even see like a true Jason Voorhees in the first one. The first one is his
Nope.
mother, right? His mother is
Correct.
the killer.
So for anyone who's seen these movies or knows at all or has seen Scream, uh, Jason Voorhees is not in the first movie. He only he comes out in a dream sequence at the end. He's spoken of throughout the movie, but he's not the killer of the movie. Killer of the movie ends up being Pamela Voorhees. Spoiler alert, sorry. It's Jason's mother, who is supposedly getting revenge because her son Jason drowned at Camp Chris at this camp years ago, and now she wants to stop the camp from opening again and get revenge against these counselors and all this stuff. But Steven, let me ask you this, okay?
Hmm.
If if she's getting revenge for him having died and drowned in the first movie, why is it that in the second movie, Jason is getting revenge for his mother getting killed in the first movie? Now, where does this Jason come from? Did she not know that her son Jason survived this drowning? Was he just living in the woods? Now, my theory, Steven, here's my theory. The way Jason always comes back and the reason he always looks different in every movie and why he always wears a mask in every movie is because Pamela Voorhees had several sons and they're all named Jason. Okay?
So
They're,
each future Jason is just avenging all the previous Jasons plus Pamela. Like,
100%. It's like when the movies get titled, it's like Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Part 2. It's Part 2 is the kid's name. It's Jason Part 2, Jason number 3, Jason number 4. It's a multiplicity of Jasons. It's a flock of Jasons. Uh
That's, listen, Jason in Space Voorhees, I told you better clean your room. Jason X Freddy, what the hell are you doing over there?
Steven, it has to be.
It has to
It's
be.
it's the only excuse because otherwise the movies make no sense. So which is it?
Jason Leprechaun in the Hood, I swear to God, if you don't get back here right now.
I would watch that so fast, Steven. I would watch Jason fight a leprechaun so fast and so often. It would be
Warwick Davis is still acting. I mean, it could
he is.
still.
I don't know why. Like they made another Leprechaun movie that was part of that franchise, but deleted, like just completely got rid of all of the sequels and just went directly from the first one.
That's
And
strange.
it wasn't Warwick Davis. It was very weird.
No, you can't. There's certain movies you just like for example, like you just can't like who is Freddy's what's Freddy's
Oh,
actors?
Robert Englund. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like there's certain I don't know. Like didn't they did do make it they made a Freddy without
Oh
him
yeah,
though, right?
yeah. So Jackie Earl Haley tried to play Freddy, and yeah, I agree. It just like didn't work the
Do
same.
you think when AI gets crazy enough, like these aging actors that'll still be alive,
It-
you think they'll just be allowed to
oh.
like well, probably not because the studio probably owns that rendition of the character, but it'd be
Well,
pretty cool like if they would at least just pay the old actors for their likeness and then just be able
I
to
feel like
reuse it forever.
I feel like that's going to happen with or without their
With
consent.
that's
I feel
what that's
like people
I'm
are gonna
thinking all
start.
optimistically like capitalism produces like positive things for the working man. But yeah, no, like that's I mean it's probably just gonna be
Oh yeah, one hundred
um
percent. People are just gonna
they're
like
just gonna
go.
you signed it when you signed the contract, like that character you created is just theirs now. And
Oh my God, 100%. I was gonna do questions from the colony, but I feel like we've been running pretty late tonight.
okay.
We'll save these questions for next week,
Ooh,
and
we'll have in fact add to those
we'll
questions, and then next week's episode
yeah,
we can just like we'll
we'll
talk
be
about
like
what we did,
and we'll do
maybe
a
talk
juicy.
about the D&D situation because I'm sure there's gonna be some stuff that happens this
Yeah.
week, and then we'll just go into a full-on questions from the colony for
Yes.
like the
So
last
if
20
you have
minutes.
questions for us, check us out on Twitter, check us out on or X or whatever, on Substack and all the places. You can also just comment below. We're on Patreon. You can ask us questions there, and I'll make a document of all the questions so then we can answer everything you want to know about us in the world. Also, Steven, did you see the new logo I made? I made us a new logo and a new
Is it on our YouTube channel?
yeah.
I can look at it right now. You don't
Yeah,
even have to.
I just made a new logo because I thought our old one had all the inside jokes, and I was like, let's see if a new one starting with episode 250 gets some new
Oh, I
viewers.
see it.
You know?
I dig it.
Yeah, it's like simple but effective. I think it's just like, hey, we have issues and we see our comics in the back, and we're just gonna like. I figured we'll stick with that for a little bit, see if it benefits us, see if anyone's watching right now, and you hit the subscribe button, maybe comment below, let us know that you saw our new logo and you're like, yeah, that's something I'd be interested in.
That's something I dig.
I dig. But anyway, yeah, dude, I don't know about this Jason situation. I'm pretty sure I nailed it with the multiple Jason
No,
theory.
dude, definitely. There's
I
got to
think
be multiple sons, and they
I think
are
that's
all
the only excuse because otherwise there is no Jason in part two to get revenge for his mother.
because
It
he's dead in part one, right?
yeah, well, I mean, the only reason she's killing people is because her son died. If her son was still alive,
The
why?
second one doesn't make it like clear that he's like a demonic entity or
No,
like
no,
some.
dude.
It's very much
The
he's a
second one,
thing.
he's literally just a dude with a potato sack over his head. He's clearly like deformed and he's very like sloth.
Pumpkin head
He's
is
he's
yeah.
like he's not great looking. He's no George Clooney, you know.
Hmm.
But he's murdering people and he has his mom's head and he's specifically trying to get revenge for his mom. So you see it. It's very weird because it rewrites the entire history of the story with the second one. It was like it's like Evil Dead 2 that way, where it's like it's almost a remake. You know,
Hmm.
it's like how does this it doesn't make sense. It has to be a reboot, but it's only the second movie. What? I think they
What
were
is
like, well,
happening?
yeah, so I don't know. It has to be multiple
They're
Jason.
like Pamela isn't marketable. We can't put her across this franchise. But
Can
you
you
know
imagine?
what?
It's like it's like it's the Mount Rushmore of horror, and it's just Pamela Voorhees.
Speaking of Pamela, just really quick, did you watch the Naked Gun trailer?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Dude, I am
I can't
so
wait.
stoked for
I
it, dude.
can't wait.
Like
I'm so excited for
it
that
was
movie.
like
I,
they have like mimicked the humor perfectly, and dude, they gave me dude, the man's laughter thing got me
oh,
so good, dude.
I
Must have
can't.
been a pretty good joke or whatever.
No, I get like I can't wait because like I mean obviously people just need a reason to laugh. People need an excuse to find some joy these days, myself included. But
Absolutely.
also like I'm just so excited to see like comedy that's not afraid to make silly jokes and make puns and like use wordplay and just be goofy. It's
As
okay.
much as I love the Judd
And
Apatow comedy
yeah,
thing, you're right though. I felt like the 2000s really did force comedy down this like avenue of being like it
it
has to be somewhat like highbrow and like funny across. I mean, not that Judd Apatow movies are necessarily all highbrow, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like that goofy comedy just like died with the Fairley Brothers and
yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, it's funny. I think it's much like Superman, appears when we're like, in need
Hmm.
of that symbol. I think like goofy comedy like pops up when it's like we're taking ourselves too seriously. There's too much stuff going on. We need to
We
laugh at
need to
some
go
of our
back to the
jokes
goof
and just
troop,
like,
bro.
yeah, it's true.
Happy
And
Gilmore 2 comes out in July too on Netflix.
oh my God, dude, that's gonna be goofy for
It's
sure. I
definitely
like,
interesting. Did
yeah.
you know that Adam Sandler was originally going to be cast to play the bear Jew in Inglorious Bastards?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
That's
was watching like one of those quick videos today about
what?
Inglorious Bastards. It was
No
pretty
way.
crazy. Yeah, dude.
It's so interesting that
I
that was.
would have loved to see it because I know he's capable of a range now that we've seen
You
all of
know
his.
he has that swing. No.
Oh yeah,
Um,
what if he did the Happy Gilmore swing?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
You're
Wow.
gonna die, clown.
That would be amazing. Oh, I need to watch that movie again. I'd be like,
I haven't watching. I'm watching that video. I'm like, oh man, I haven't watched Inglorious Bastards in a minute.
yeah,
I need
Inglourious
to.
Basterds was great. Like, KT
Yeah.
hasn't seen any of the Tarantino movies, and I've been like, okay, they're all in our hat, but we haven't picked any yet. So I'm just like, all right, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Pulp Fiction, I mean, like
Dude, I know.
especially needs to be like Reservoir. I mean, there's a lot
Oh,
of. I mean,
yes.
both
Oh my
Kill
God.
Bills are
Both Kill
great.
Bills. I mean, like,
Jackie Brown,
Django.
I remember the least. I think
Dude, I
Django's
think,
awesome too.
yeah, I think Jackie Brown is because it was an adaptation of the Eleanor Leonard book, and it just kind of like
Hmm.
it feels like a Tarantino movie, but not at the same time.
Hmm. That's the one I remember the least. I
But
think it's because I watched it the least, though. I
yeah,
have seen the other
it's a
ones
great
multiple
movie, but
times.
it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I totally get that. I felt the same way. All right, let me see what else. All right, Steven. So every week we talk about our issues and we talk about the distractions and random nonsense that we face, and then we talk about what we're gonna do next. So what's your plan for this week?
So this week, tomorrow, I do have to get together with Craig after work to do some music things with him. But
Cool.
then Thursday, Friday, majority of Saturday morning prior to you guys coming, and I think there might be a community day at 2. But anyways, most of the morning, and then most of Sunday I should have plenty of time to work. I already have
Awesome.
page 8 completely roughed for the most part. I just need to do a little finer roughs and kind of like see if my vision's going to work for the page. And then so I want to try to get 3 pages done this week. I know that sounds like a lot, and I'm probably not going to get there, but I can't think that way because I really do want to finish these
Yeah.
14 pages.
Oh
So that
yeah.
way we can one finish them and cash in because we could, but you
Yeah, I can
especially
definitely use some
could
money.
use that
Yeah.
money right now, and then we can focus on Deathless 4 and just throw that campaign out. And that should be a nice chunk of money we can try to, put
Yeah.
together before the end of summer. And
Yeah,
then,
100%.
yeah, so that's my goal. I really do want to get 3 pages done this week. That's truly my goal because then that would put me at page 10 being done,
Yeah.
and then there'd only be 4 pages left.
Very close.
You know,
This week I'm going to color the rest of the page, like the page that you sent me. So it's like I finished page 6, color page 7. Anything else you send me, I'll color that. I also have to. I'm doing this beta read thing that like someone hired us to do. If you're looking for a beta reader, or an editor, or
they're the
like
best.
with anything, we have a KTA editorial. We will help you get your book out there one way or another. But yeah, we've been trying as best we can to get those jobs. I also have a book cover that I'm working on and some other stuff. I also like I don't know. I'm doing a bunch of odd jobs trying to make money. So that's I'm gonna I'm gonna going to color these pages, do a bunch of odd jobs, and then I'm also going to figure out our D&D stuff because we have D&D tomorrow. Though tomorrow we're going to take our engagement pictures. We're going
Oh, that's awesome,
yeah, we're
dude.
going to take engagement pictures. So like I'm excited for that because like it's nice. I know like money is very tight and frustrating right now, but we already like paid the deposit for that and we're already like, all right, well,
Just like the Coheed box, it was already
yeah,
in the mail like
it was
10
already in the
months ago.
mail.
So
So here we are. So now but now we're gonna go do that tomorrow and that's gonna be nice. It'll be good for us to see that because like we've been it's like demoralizing having money issues and having these job, insecurities and stuff. And it's so frustrating and it's man, I really hope something we need a win, Steven.
big
Like
time. I get it,
Casey and
dude.
I need like a big win, and
The,
because it sucks. Our relationship is so good, and we're so strong, and we're so good together, and we're so like just so much fun and so goofy and so supportive and sweet, and it's just everything's so perfect. And then we have suddenly like hit with this comet of money issues,
of
just
AI
like
bullshit, really. Just the
yeah,
future. The future claiming more jobs to feed the gluttonous. Like,
that's what it
who's
is.
collecting? Like, it's so greedy. Like, just continue to pay people to do these things. Like, you don't
Yeah,
need to use this machine. Like, just make it like not a thing you can do when it comes to publications and things like that. Like, it's
yeah,
so simple. Like,
it is. You'd think, but
like you'd be able to use AI for convenience for yourself for little things and things like that or whatever, but don't use it to just wipe out an entire job for it. That's crazy.
yeah, but
Out
yeah.
of art too, I think is what's so painful
It
about it
is
is
so
it's
painful.
literally taking
It-
the one thing that is human. Like, like I remember like I've made this a comparison so many times, but like just I remember being in school and being told like those manual labor jobs, like all that stuff's gonna get
yeah,
automated, this and that,
100%.
and it's literally like we don't have electricians, but like everything that's art related is gone. Like you've sucked all the love. Like it literally does feel like the Matrix to
It
what I'm
does.
saying.
It
It
really
literally
does.
feels soulless.
Yeah,
Like it
and
just
that's what's we'll sit here and we like kind of we both go like spiral together where we're like, ugh, neither of us went to school to like try to do any of those things. This is like where here were our passions and we've been working so hard
this
and
was
suddenly,
safe. This is like the expression.
well,
You can't take
she
human
like
expression away, can you?
not to
Like
mention, I mean,
hold my
she's
beer.
been, and she's been doing this for 10 years and she's
Yeah.
really good at it and like, it was consistent and working and it was wonderful and we had such a good situation and out of nowhere we're hit with this and it's just like crap, now we're spiraling, we're trying to figure it out. And yeah, it's stressful and it's painful and it's just like anything we can do. So if you're out there right now and you're looking for some books, yeah, if you want to if I go help us with our GoFundMe for our wedding, that would also help us. It's just like, that's everything is a bit of a struggle right now. And I'm really trying my best to stay positive. I also feel like, whoa, am I cursed? Are we cursed? What's happened? Why? Why does like once something good happens, something like all this bad
Something
stuff
has to, it's like
happens?
a
Like, why?
counterweight,
Yeah,
like the
why?
damn pendulum. Stop swinging, pendulum. Why don't you start spinning? Let's
Just
just
start.
spin. You don't need to go back and forth. Just stay on that outer good ring,
Oh,
baby. Like just
please, I'm begging you. But anyway, I'm hoping for the best. Hope that nothing happens. A thousand clever lines and writing clever napkins. No,
I
but
would never ask.
no, but we're doing what we can with what we have, and we love each other. And tomorrow we get to take our engagement pictures, so that's going to be nice, and I'm thankful for that. I'm also thankful for all of you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being a
Absolutely.
part of this colony. Thank you for showing up for us week after week. I know this is episode 250. We didn't do anything like spectacular and like flashy like we usually do with like the 50s, but I'm exhausted and it's been a rough
We
time.
are getting to the point now where we just need to start celebrating hundreds, and eventually it's probably gonna get to the point where we just celebrate like 500. That's crazy to think like that's how many episodes there are. That's
We have
wild.
so many episodes. I do want to do a live episode, so we'll talk about that off camera and we'll
Awesome.
figure that all out and we'll get to you guys so you know you can all be a part of that and watch it.
Those
Because
are always fun.
yeah,
I
those are
always
fun.
love interacting with people. It gives me like
100%.
lifeblood to.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, let us know on the various social medias or in the comments below if you're excited for like a live show or what you'd like to see from a live show from us. Otherwise, just know that we're thankful for you. Steven, what do you want to say to the people before we go?
Basically you've completely, said everything, but I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, commenting, dropping love, and just accepting us and loving us. We're very grateful for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We really just we appreciate you. We couldn't do this without you. And like I said, we're like Katie and I have been struggling trying to find little odd jobs. So if you are looking for a reader or an editor or someone to help with your book cover or query package, or if you just have like some art that you want someone to do, or you need some music done, like we're taking all sorts of odd jobs. So feel free to contact me however you can, and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. Until next time, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Sad boom. You know,
Oh, it is.
yeah, it's gray.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
well,
I just noticed
okay,
something.
so there must have been an update.
Yeah,
My
probably.
iMac must have just been like, I got that. You don't even need to tell me.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm the captain now.
Look at
You're
me.
from you're from 2015, bro. What are you doing?
It's
This
so
thing is
weird.
so old.
Dude, it's so weird when like things like that update and it all it does for us is throw us off a little. We're
It's like,
like, ooh, something like this
why are we
was
changing things that do not need to be changed?
there was like
It's
one
not an
guy made a note.
upgrade.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. No
It's
one.
upgrade. That's what I mean. It's not upgraded, but it's upgrade.
Oh my God. So is there anything you want to talk about this week that you can think of?
Just some like light banter stuff. I
Uh-oh, someone's sneaking in behind you.
Is it my wife?
Don't die.
Nope, it's my child. Say hi, Chase. You gotta like see
Here.
where the camera is. Oh, camera is here too. Why do you guys do this? You're such normal children. You have such intellectual things to say most of the time, and then when you're in front of a camera, you're just like, ooh, eh.
It's just,
I got my nails
But how
done.
tall is she getting, dude? Isn't
oh,
that
dude,
wild?
I
It's
was just, I
crazy.
was just looking at a video or like a picture of Cammy with me the other. Hang on, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Watch. Hang on. Do 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 do. Hang on. Here it is. All right, let me see if I
Oh,
can.
Samuel's here too now.
Here,
Yeah.
watch this. I just saw this today. It was blowing my mind. You see that?
Double. Oh, yeah. Look how tiny you were. You're such a baby.
You see this? Look at this.
She's so little. She's like you're. I mean, you're still so little though.
Isn't that crazy though? I was just like, I saw that today. I was like,
She Cambria is very apparently showcasing that she's gonna be like my sister Sarah. She's
oh
gonna
yeah.
be a tall, and you're gonna
Oh,
be like mommy. You're gonna be like 5'2", Chase. Cammy's probably gonna be like 5'7", 5'8", I think.
Tippy toes.
She goes, "Am I gonna be taller than you, Dad?" I'm like, "No, no, you're not, baby. Like, it's just not in the cards." I was already like 5'8" when I was your age. Like, I was just so big.
oh my God. Let me see. Where are you?
I love you. Mwah. You just gave me a Tom Brady kiss, Cammy. We can't do that. Just
But
kidding.
I'm leaving it in.
I don't care. The only time it's ever been weird with Tom Brady is like he was getting like a like
I
I saw
saw
this
that. The
with the
massage.
massage. Like, what do I get? You need to
Whoa.
calm down, is what you need.
Yeah. You're gonna get
I
what you get is on a list.
you just made the list, bitch. All right, I gotta do my thing now. I love you so much, though. What's your favorite movie, Cambria? She said Lost Boys.
Law sports. All right, let's get started. Let me see. Um, I'll cut some of that into the middle of the episode. Here,
Yeah,
okay,
just do whatever. I feel like we
let's
had a
do.
nice, good, juicy
That was
segment there.
that was good. That was good for like yeah, yeah. All right, so cold open time, Steven. Oh,
All right,
okay.
baby. I love you. Have a good night. Last time, okay?
They're like, that's what you think,
That's
Dad.
the listening thing I'm talking about. See, it's like,
Oh.
oh, it's time to go, guys. They come back. Oh, it's time to.